Hey guys, Unfrequented World. I just got home from work. It's probably 9:30, 9:40, something like that. I got a text from my neighbor saying she just got home a little while ago and she heard something hollering behind her house. So I've trekked out into the woods, Gage and I, my dog, and we're just doing a bit of an inspection around the property. I don't know what she heard, but there's a story. There's a reason why I'm out here right now. I've been out here about 45 minutes. I haven't heard anything tonight. I haven't seen any tracks. We've got about 5 inches of snow. And it's actually kind of warming up. I don't know. I bet you it's only 0 degrees tonight, something like that. It's been really cold up here the last 3 weeks. And it's warm tonight, so I can, the bush is melting a little bit. It's very quiet to walk through the bush. But I'm out here because my neighbor said she heard something hollering tonight when she got home. What does that mean? I'm not sure. We'll have to clarify. But there's a backstory here that about a month ago, I haven't posted anything in a while because those that watch the channel know I've actually gone back to school to teach at the college. So between that job and working my regular job, I haven't had a lot of time to be making videos. I'm still out in the bush, still running trail cameras. We've put up a couple of trail camera videos. And I've had my classes out in the bush doing some tracking and subnivean classes, courses and things. So we have been out looking for tracks. We talk Bigfoot. The kids are fantastic. They're right into this, interested as much as I am. None of them in any of my classes have had experiences either. I've asked them all. But anyway, the reason we're out here tonight is because right here on my own property and my neighbor's property a month ago, there was an incident that I missed. So my neighbors across the road are maybe 200 yards away from my house. And I got a text one night that I didn't get on my phone until the next morning. Both of the neighbors across the road heard a woman screaming over at my place or on my property around my place and wanted to know if my kids were okay, what was going on. And one of them was sound asleep. And the screaming woke him up. He sleeps with the window open, him and his wife. She says he doesn't have very good hearing. And she said he sat bolt upright in bed and they could hear this screaming. And they didn't know what it was, a woman screaming. So they texted me. And I don't know if they follow the channel, if they know that I'm on the hunt for Bigfoot or not. I thought at first they were joking with me because of the channel. And I've talked with them a couple times since then. They weren't joking. All of these guys up here are hunters, fishermen, bushmen, to varying degrees, okay? And on top of that, the next day, the neighbor that's beside my house was telling me that there was a rabbit head beside her porch. Something got a rabbit, ripped its head off. So, as a biologist, I have to surmise that what those guys heard was a screaming rabbit, maybe? But that's a long ways for somebody to be woken up out of a dead sleep. And I'm still kicking myself that I didn't get that text and couldn't get out here and investigate that night because I really would have loved to have heard, the volume, the sound, what it was that woke, the one neighbor up and had the other one so concerned because both of them heard it. And neither one of them knew what it was. So, let's talk about that for a second. I immediately come to the conclusion that it's one of three things. Either that rabbit that got its head ripped off was screaming, or it was something hunting the rabbit. So that would be, in this area, either a fox or a lynx. So, did they hear a lynx scream? Did they hear a fox scream? did they hear a rabbit scream. Now, I've heard all three of these things in real life and in my research online, trying to figure out what I heard years ago. None of them sound like what I heard years ago, and none of them really sound like a screaming woman. The closest one would be a fox, but there's still a bark that goes with the fox when it screams. You can tell it's an animal sound. Years ago, what I heard up at the hunt camp, you couldn't tell animal sound. It was like a woman, just like a woman screaming at the top of her lungs. That's what these guys are telling me they heard that night. They texted me a month ago. It was a screaming woman. So, I don't know. We do have snow here. I've been in the bush a lot. I haven't seen a track of anything. 8 trail cameras are running over probably a 3 square mile area here at my own house. Nothing untowards on any of the trail cameras. And I haven't heard anything tonight. So I do have the dog out here with me quite a bit. And I watch the dog now. He's another tool that I can use, right? His senses are so much better than mine. And I don't know. I think he would pick up on things more than I would, but I watch him all the time. And usually sometimes I even see the deer or hear the deer before he does. So who knows? Maybe I just have a dumb dog. I don't know. So again, tonight we're using the infrared light, not a regular flashlight, so it's pitch black out here. I mean, the animals are still going to hear me walking. But we should be able to see tracks. Is it a fox, a lynx? I don't know. Something's got my neighbors worried. I haven't heard it. Of course, the only guy interested in the weird stuff. And I haven't heard anything, so... Gauge tracks. That's all I'm seeing. Dog tracks, that's it. That's not his track. But again, that's something small. Fox, maybe. Again, it's a weird experience being out here in the bush with the infrared light. If I look up from the camera, I can't see anything, so my eyes have to stay glued on this little 2-inch screen here, which kind of makes walking difficult. And really my light only goes out about 40 yards that I would be able to identify or see anything. I mean, it goes further than that, but it's pretty weak. I do have a big spotlight on my head that if I did hear something I couldn't see what it was, I would probably turn the big spotlight on. Okay. What are you smelling, buddy? Now he's making a fuss. What do you got? Right here. He stopped and made a little grunt. Deer tracks. Buddy. Gage. We're not out here for deer. Come on. Come here. Come. Okay, you need retraining. No, I have not trained my dog. to track Squatch. And I think if I wanted real results, I wouldn't bring him. He's running around in circles, sniffing everything, and so I don't know if he's a good tool to use or not. I'm much more quiet by myself. I could do an ambush by myself. Just hunker down under a spruce and sit there with the video camera. That's the way to do it. But tonight when I'm looking for tracks and I'm looking for something making noise out here, I thought it might be worth bringing him to try. You never know. He might hear something that I don't, smell something that I can't. So I've given it an honest effort now, guys, for about, I don't know, 6-7 months. I can't find any definitive proof or any stories locally. Seems that we go through patches of interest where things are happening, and then years go by and nothing happens. So, I mean, my interest will always be here with Bigfoot, but I can't make a video for you guys if there's nothing to show you. I get all these requests, 100 in a month saying, how come there's no new Sasquatch video? Well, I'm out here, guys, I'm filming. It's me walking around talking to the camera and no evidence, nothing. So that's pretty boring stuff to put up. So yes, absolutely. Do I consider myself, a researcher? Am I interested? Absolutely. Will I check out anything? Absolutely. Am I fearless? You bet. I'm going to go in the bush alone. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Am I finding anything? No. In my heart of hearts, I have to say that as an actual biologist, that's the side of me that says, this thing can't exist here. There's just nothing for it to eat. Winters are too hard. You would see tracks in the snow. We would have a body. We would have some evidence by now. I don't know. That's the analytical side of Gary. But then there's that creative side, the imaginative side, the side that wants there to be something out here. The world needs Sasquatch. There's also the side that says, hey, thousands of people report seeing stuff and hearing stuff. Are they all wrong? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I hear nothing. Been out here an hour and a half. The camera's almost dead. No, that's not a mysterious light off in the forest. That's my house. We're almost back at my house. I left my tripod somewhere out here in the forest when we started hiking tonight. I'll have to find that tomorrow. There it is. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. We'll see you in the morning.